When it comes to storytelling, games do it better than even Hollywood movies or best-selling novels. They grip you with their incredible narratives, memorable characters, and emotional journeys. In this video, I will be counting down the best story-driven games I've ever played. Let's begin. At number 10, we have Uncharted 4: A Thief's End. If you've ever wanted to play a globe-trotting action movie, this game delivers that experience perfectly. Nathan Drake is back for one last adventure, and trust me, it's one heck of a send-off. The storytelling here is absolutely phenomenal. From the witty banter to the heartfelt moments and action set pieces that could give Hollywood a run for its money. The characters have such great chemistry. Nate and Sully's back and forth jokes had me chuckling like I was part of the crew. But beyond the laughs and thrills, the game packs an emotional punch as it ties up Nathan's story in a satisfying way that respects everything that came before it. If you haven't played the previous Uncharted games, don't worry, you can jump in here and still have a blast. Though, you'll probably end up wanting to experience the whole series afterwards.
Okay, wait. Hey Nadine, great to see you again. Okay, mango.
At number 9, we have Cyberpunk 2077, a game with a story as wild as its development journey. When Cyberpunk 2077 launched, it was a glitchy mess that made you question if you accidentally bought a beta version, but like any great redemption arc, this game turned itself around in a major way. After numerous updates and an expansion, Night City is now a stunning dystopian world that pulls you in completely. The game drops you into a futuristic setting where you play as V, a mercenary trying to make it in a city where cybernetic implants are commonplace. And then there's Johnny Silverhand, played by Keanu Reeves, who's essentially a rebellious rockstar ghost living in your head. The dynamic between V and Johnny is fascinating. One moment you're bonding over a common goal, the next he's criticizing your life choices. The narrative is filled with compelling characters and meaningful choices. From ex-gangsters to AI taxi drivers with split personalities, everyone you meet has their own agenda. In the end, Cyberpunk 2077 went from underdog to top dog in the realm of story-driven games for me.
She hit me!
At number 8, we have A Plague Tale: Innocence and its sequel Requiem. I'm combining these because they tell one continuous, incredible story. Set in medieval France during the Black Plague, you play as Amisha, a teenage girl forced to protect her little brother Hugo as they flee the Inquisition amid supernatural swarms of plague rats. In Innocence, Amisha and Hugo start off barely knowing each other due to their aristocratic upbringing. As they endure one horrifying challenge after another, their relationship grows into something beautiful and genuine. Hugo suffers from a mysterious illness with supernatural connections to the rat plague, placing an enormous burden on Amisha's shoulders. The game does an incredible job making you feel their desperation and determination. Requiem continues their story with even higher stakes. Hugo's powers related to the rats are growing, and Amisha's resolve is tested like never before. These games don't shy away from showing the harsh realities of their setting, like the brutality of the Inquisition and societal collapse during plague times. By the end of these games, I was so attached to Amisha and Hugo, like they were real people.
So here's the famous girl with the sling. But it seems you're pretty versatile when it comes to killing my men.
Let's go! Now!
Number 7 on my list is Marvel's Spider-Man 2. If you've ever dreamed of being a superhero, this game nails that fantasy while telling an emotionally charged story at the same time. The narrative follows both Peter Parker and Miles Morales, diving deep into their personal lives and friendships in a way that caught me completely off guard. Peter's dealing with the classic Parker luck, while Miles is trying to step out of Peter's shadow, and define what being Spider-Man means to him personally. The way their stories intertwine is brilliantly executed. The characters in this game are so well developed. The villains and supporting cast aren't just there for show. They have meaningful arcs and memorable moments throughout. There's tension, surprising twists, and scenes that genuinely tugged at my heartstrings. Besides that, swinging through the city delivers pure, childlike joy that never gets old. Number 6 is Ghost of Tsushima, the game that basically let me live out my samurai movie fantasies. You play as Jin Sakai, a noble samurai caught in the middle of the Mongol invasion of Tsushima Island. Jin's story centers on the conflict between following the samurai code he was raised with and adopting the desperate, shadowy tactics needed to fight off the invaders. That inner conflict, honoring tradition versus doing whatever it takes to save his people, is the heart of the narrative. The cinematics are top-notch, with supporting characters each bringing their own tales of loss, hope, or revenge. Whether it was helping a fallen samurai comrade or reuniting a peasant with their family, every side quest added something meaningful to the overall experience. In the end, Ghost of Tsushima isn't just visually stunning. It's a powerful story about duty, identity, and sacrifice that will have you reflecting on what it truly means to be a hero. Number 5 on my list is God of War 2018. This game was a huge surprise for me. The original God of War games featured Kratos as an unstoppable rage machine tearing through Greek mythology, but in this soft reboot, Kratos has moved from Greek mythology into the Norse realm, and he's a dad now, trying to figure out fatherhood while keeping his violent past a secret from his son, Atreus. Their relationship is the core of the story, and it's beautifully executed. There's a constant tension, yet underlying love between them that feels incredibly authentic. One moment, Kratos is the ultimate strict dad with gruff one-word answers. The next, you see him subtly place a protective hand on Atreus' shoulder. The journey they embark on starts simple. Fulfill the final wish of Atreus' mother, but evolves into something much grander. You encounter world serpents, a wise-cracking severed head named Mimir, and gods who are far more nuanced than in previous games. Through it all, the heart of the story remains the father-son relationship.
Tell me what I want. Pain stops real simple. Why are there two beds in here?
Number 4 is God of War Ragnarok. This was easily one of my most anticipated games ever, and it absolutely delivered on every level. Ragnarok is the grand finale to Kratos and Atreus' Norse saga, and it goes out with a seismic bang. Building on the previous game's themes, Ragnarok explores the evolving father-son relationship as Atreus has grown into a teenager with a mind of his own. Atreus, now more confident and curious about his giant heritage and the prophecy of Loki, often clashes with Kratos' protective instincts. Their dynamic evolves beautifully. It's not just Kratos teaching Atreus anymore. Atreus is pushing back, making his own choices, and even teaching Kratos important lessons. Watching their relationship mature is one of the game's greatest strengths. The narrative is an emotional roller coaster from start to finish. We reunite with old friends and meet new allies while facing off against some truly intimidating foes in Thor and Odin. Every character from Freya to Mimir has their moment to shine in this epic tale. Yet even with world-ending events looming, the game never loses sight of its emotional core. Some of the quietest moments between characters ended up being the most impactful. Number 3 is Detroit Become Human. In this game, you make meaningful, consequential choices that can dramatically alter the story's direction. Set in a near-future Detroit where androids look and behave almost like humans, you step into the roles of 3 different android characters, Connor, Kara, and Marcus. Each has their own storyline that interweaves with the others in clever ways. Connor is a dedicated android detective hunting down deviant androids until he starts questioning his own programming. Kara is a housekeeper android who goes rogue to protect a little girl from an abusive situation. And Marcus transforms from a humble caretaker to a revolutionary leader fighting for android freedom. The range of experiences across these 3 characters provides different perspectives on the game's central themes. What makes Detroit Become Human truly special is its branching narrative structure. Your decisions can dramatically alter each character's fate and the overall outcome. Characters can live or die, become heroes or villains, all based on your choices. It's a game that showcases how video games can tell adaptive stories that respond to player choices. Coming in at number 2 is The Last of Us Part 1, a game that completely shattered me emotionally and I loved every minute of it. Set in a post-apocalyptic world ravaged by a fungal infection, you follow Joel, a hardened survivor tasked with escorting Ellie, a teenage girl who might just hold the key to humanity's survival, across a dangerous and desolate America. What makes this game truly special is the powerful bond that develops between Joel and Ellie. Initially reluctant companions, their relationship slowly transforms into a profound father-daughter dynamic filled with trust, pain, and love. Naughty Dog brilliantly portrays the bleakness of survival alongside the warmth of human connection, pulling at your heartstrings with incredible force. The characters you meet along the journey also feel so real, each carrying their own tragic stories and struggles. Like Amisha and Hugo in the Plague Tale series, I was 100% attached to Joel and Ellie like they were real people by the time I was through with the game. Finally, at number 1, we have Red Dead Redemption 2, a game so rich in story and detail that I felt like I lived a whole other life as a cowboy while playing it. You play as Arthur Morgan, an outlaw with a heart that can be as cold as winter or as warm as a campfire, depending on how you choose to play him. The storytelling in Red Dead Redemption 2 is incredibly layered. On the surface, it's about a gang of outlaws trying to survive as the wild frontier era comes to an end. But underneath, it's about so much more. Loyalty, betrayal, redemption, and questioning what's right and wrong. As Arthur, you're constantly making choices that can tilt him towards honor or dishonor, and the game reflects that in the narrative. The Van der Linde gang deserves special mention. Dutch, Hosea, Sadie, John Marston, and the rest all feel like real people with their own dreams and flaws. Riding alongside them and swapping stories by the campfire genuinely felt like I was a part of an Old West family, albeit a somewhat dysfunctional one. All in all, Arthur's tale of loyalty and redemption is truly something special, and it cemented RDR2 as one of my all-time favorites.
Push up! Stay with me! Let's go! Come on!
Where are you going? That's right at them.
Which story games would you give a perfect rating to? Let me know down in the comments. I'd love to hear about your favorite games and hopefully discover some new ones to add to my must playlist. Don't forget to like and subscribe and check out my other videos. Until next time, happy gaming!